The haves want to keep, the have-nots want to get. Thermopolitically, they are a mass of cold ashes of resignation and fatalism. But inside, there are glowing embers of hope, which can be fanned by the building of means of obtaining power. Once the fever begins, the flame will follow. They have nowhere to go but up. The haves are boomers. That would be who he's referring to, huh? Hey, Bun! Just stopping by to say hi and crop dust. Hello? Hello, hello. Hope you're having a good evening, Bun. Dude can't possibly comprehend that a person can be poor due to not creating any value. Well, you see, that's a thing that in these books that we've read together, guys, and just stuff on our quote-unquote side of Twitter, I've noticed is that the people who are doing the least are the loudest about what they need and all that. Does that make sense? What? How can I explain this better? How can I articulate this thought of mine better? In my experience of life, you can even take Karl Marx, Saul Alinsky here, from what I'm understanding from him so far, and anyone relative to this type of mindset that they are doing the least and they're really good at telling everybody else what they should be doing. And so that's the thing. It's like creating any value. Well, someone needs to do that for me. Womaning right now. That's I was bobble heading that opinion right now, yes. But Bork is extremely right. Like, why can't people just create value? Like, that's what's good, especially about a capitalist society. And as we learned earlier in the book, last week, that from what I was understanding, does not like that revolution coincides with communism. Like, when you think revolution, you all automatically think of a commie, what commies are doing. And he doesn't particularly like that, as far as I understood. Have a good night, dingus. Thank you again for the raid. I hope you have a wonderful night. Good night, dingus. Mars says, most people aren't super ambitious. Nothing wrong with wanting a simple life, but don't bitch about not having as much as people who work their asses off for it. See, that's the thing. Like, when he talks about the haves, is he referring to the upper and lower middle class into that? Because, of course, they don't want less. And it's only liberal nonsense that do you know the meme of the dude who's looking over the fence and he's tall enough to do it, but the two people next to him are standing on boxes so they are able to look over the fence, but with liberals in charge, they just cut the legs off the man so he can't see past the fence either with the rest of them. There's like a lot of like, I mean, we can call it incompetence, but it's just corruption. You know? I mean, look at George Bush, for example. Like, he came across as incompetent. He played a fool. He was an actor. And it's like, oh, okay, well, we're just going to say it's incompetence. Well, maybe the next guy's smarter. Proceeds to be stupider as well. When it's like, they're not actually stupid. They know exactly what they're doing. The equity versus equality meme. Is that the one? That's what it feels like. Hold on. Yeah, that's the one. But where's the one where they cut their legs off? I know it's like morbid, but that's the one that I'm referring to. found it. This is what I'm talking about. Well, I mean, but I'm just talking about, I'm relating this to what Saul's saying. I like the version that shows the tall guy with his legs cut off. Yeah, that one. Oh, and Frosty says, beggars will always be the squeaky wheel because nothing is ever enough for greedy people. Right. It's called bitch mentality because bitches tear people down and not build up. Yeah. You know, just... I don't want to no longer call it incompetence. These people in positions of power, a lot of times, as you guys know, are psychos who are power hungry, and they rely on people who are actually incompetent to keep them going, you know? I mean, we've all been stupid as fuck about something in the past, right? I supported Bernie years ago, okay? Like, you just gotta be real with yourself. How about all three of those guys get a job and buy a ticket to actually see the game? You're speaking shit we're not allowed to talk about, alright? Alright, Tilted? We're not allowed to talk about that. Okay, that's a social justice on it. But this is this can be applied to so much in the modern day that liberals think. Oh my god. I'm stupid as fuck all the time. It is what it is, man. I don't think you or anybody else is actually stupid, but don't be willfully ignorant, you know? That's just some life advice that I will give to anybody listening. You just can't be. Like that dude, that Adam guy that was on Tim Pool recently. I was watching clips of that. As you know, I don't really like get into Tim Pool so much anymore. But that Adam guy talking about Tim being in a bubble and all this and that. I implore you to look it up. Adam. I don't know his last name. And he was on Tim Pool.
I mean, I remember the line. Yeah, they're
never called Nazis fine people.
He said there were very fine people on both sides,
except the neo-Nazis and white nationalists who should be condemned totally.
He said that.
Holy shit!
And it's like that was like willful ignorance, and it's just like, well, my eyes and ears are closed to anything that's going to make me look bad in front of the people I'm currently people pleasing, you know? Like I don't like this constant feedback loop. I don't want to be in part of that type of mindset these people have. Let me take a sippy. We'll get talking. I call that malicious ignorance. You know, willful ignorance has evolved. Death has a point. It has evolved into being straight up malicious. Adam ruins Timcast. And then Adam's like all butthurt that Tim's yelling at him. And then other commentators about what was going on is like, this is why Tim can't get liberals on his show, because he'll yell at them. And it's like, I'm gonna defend Tim on this one, because does it not hurt you to see someone that's willfully ignorant and then proceeds to play fucking stupid as if he did not make the prior statement?
And then liberals come on and they believe things that were debunked 8 years ago.
I didn't say I believed it. I was just asking what you were talking about.
You didn't know this.
Yeah, I don't know everything that you know.
But this is what Biden launched his campaign on.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was trying, like Adam was trying to, like, for lack of a better term, he was like actively trying to subvert and lie to Tim's face when it came to the, like, Trump supposedly defending neo-Nazis or something like that. Very fine people, the very fine people clip. And, you know, Adam goes from like, well, Trump did say that. Tim starts throwing facts at him and stuff that makes people, especially liberals, not be able to stand on their 2 fucking feet anymore because they've lost the narrative when that starts happening, when facts get involved. And then he starts talking about he doesn't know what Tim's talking about. He doesn't know the statement, all this and that. Like, he starts playing stupid, you know? You can't go through life doing that. Whether it's about the news, family, your life, you cannot go through life being that willfully stupid. You cannot. You're going to live miserably in hell for all of your fucking life. And you know what? I'm glad that's him and not me. Or you guys. It's not... At least that's him and not us. Cheers. Cheers. Here's to not being willfully ignorant. I'd rather be plugged in and miserable at my surroundings that we have to fucking deal with because liberals want to tear shit down than to be part of the retardation that's taking place. You know what I mean? Is that his name? Adam Conover? Is a smarmy atheist comedian like Maher was. Oh, Bill Maher? But Maher actually listens even if he doesn't agree. Dust says, I separate the 2 by willful ignorance is you didn't want to look because you didn't want to or scared to know. Malicious ignorance is knowing and refusing it, claiming ignorance to further an agenda, or... I have to agree with Death on that. He's hit the nail on the head big time. Being smarmy, though. Talking about Adam. It is so... It doesn't help your case. It's not going to make women want you. Like, hey, did you see how fucking smarmy that dude was on Timcast? I want to suck his dick. Like, nobody's saying that. Maybe a gay guy, but, like, women aren't saying it. I'm just being real with you guys. Like, and it's like his face. Like, he gets his fucking face on him, too. As he's, like, taking it in that Tim is just, like, floored that this man has just said some stupid shit, right? The liberals are losing the plot. They are losing the plot, okay?
Joe
I don't
Biden.
listen to your shit.
It's not about listening to my shit, bro. It's reading the news. It's fact checking. Bro, I got Snopes for you. They're not a conservative publication. Even Snopes was like, guys, stop saying this.
I don't know why you're shouting at me. I was just asking you to explain.